Welcome to the SwimSwam podcast. I'm today's host, Coleman Hodges. Joining us is newly minted national high school record holder in the 500 freestyle after going a 4:12.70 at the 2023 CIF Southern Section Swimming Diving D1 Championships. We're talking to Rex Maurer. What's up, Rex? How's it going?
Going well. Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. We talked a few months back, but I'm excited to have you back on and talk about your the culmination of your high school career. Tell me about heading into this meet, because I know you were sick and you weren't really shaved or tapered for this. And then you pop a 4:12.7 in the 500 free. Just tell me about the week leading into this meet and what you were expecting heading into it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a super eventful week for me. I got up on Saturday, thinking I was just going to go to practice as normal. I walked down my stairs and I just had to sit on my couch, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I can do this. So I texted my coaches. I went back to sleep. I took like a 5-hour nap. Didn't sleep it off. And so I just kind of stayed in my bed for the next 2 days. I just turned the lights off, hoping to sleep it away as quickly as I could. Ended up going to the doctor. I got some antibiotics on that Monday. I didn't go to school Monday or Tuesday. Just tried to stay rested as much as I can. Leading into prelims on Wednesday, I ended up, just trying to cruise through Wednesday, trying to, get the top seed and get ready for finals, but not really expand too much energy going into going into prelims, and then just trying to get ready for finals. And then my mentality, I was super amped for the meet leading up to the few weeks. I have a super good team. We had a chance to win the meet, so that was really exciting for me. Senior year, I obviously knew I had a chance at Grant's records in the 2 free and the 5 free, so I was obviously looking to try and break those. And, on Friday, I didn't really know where I would be. So I just figured, for the 2 free, I'll go out for it. We'll see how it ends up going. I ended up going at best time. I was super excited. And I was like, all right, well, it seems like you're there. So I got ready for the 500 like I normally would. And yeah, just tried to go out for it.
So you had prelims on Wednesday and finals on Friday.
Yeah, you get a day off in between. You get a little bit of a gap, which is nice.
What do you do? Like, how do you how do you handle that day off?
Yeah, so I mean, it was in Riverside, so it's about like an hour east of where I live in Pasadena. So you get back pretty late on Wednesday. It's a pretty late meet. I think prelims started at 4 and you get out of there at like 10, because it's Division 1 and 2 together. So it's a super long meet. It's like one of the longest meets I go to. Even finals took a similar amount of time. So that's definitely like an adjustment. Thursday, yeah, so yeah, I mean, I get in. I was thinking about trying to sleep in. I actually had an AP test that Thursday, so I woke up for that, got ready for. I studied a little, got ready for that AP test, and then I just went home. I went to practice that afternoon, and then just rested and got ready for finals.
What AP test was it?
I think it was macro econ.
How do you feel like it went?
I think it went pretty well. I feel pretty good.
That is so that's so much more impressive. Um, geez. I mean, you're going to Stanford, I guess. I should expect this. Okay, so you you do prelims, you have the flu, you do prelims, you take an AP test, no big deal. And then Friday rolls around. Yeah, I mean, you have a great meet. You pop that best time in the 200 free. You pop the national high school record in the 500 free, which is just off your best as well. You lead off in 20.1. So you guys won the 200 free relay. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then state record. Did you guys win the meet as well?
We did not. We lost by 3 points. It was close.
Oh man, that is close. Dang. Well, my condolences. You set a state record in the 200 free relay. That's super cool. So then this week what are you doing to prepare and to get yourself ready? Kind of, I think it's fair to say that you were sick, but also it's like you stayed in bed for 4 days, which is kind of not a taper, but it is rest, right? It's literal rest. And so how do you kind of bounce back in training this week, knowing that you want to get up again for the CIF championships this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, this has actually been it's been a super interesting week. Definitely a lot of learning with me and my coach. Me and Andrew have been texting back and forth, just talking about what kind of sets we want to do. Because obviously I want to swim as fast as I can at this meet at state this coming week. But you also have to keep in mind World Champ trials in June. This is it's a pretty like weirdly timed meet. Not many people are resting right now and trying to go fast, who are also going to the trials meet in Indy. So with keeping that in mind, I flushed out Saturday. I did some like more aerobic longer stuff. Sunday I just got in for like a 2000 easy. Monday I was doing like I was texting with another one of a coach who I talked to a lot and asked for advice, and he was saying that he'd think it'd be good to try and hit like 5,500 on one day this week to try and get back up, just to maintain that capacity for the 500 and for the trials meet. So I hit around 5.5 on Monday. I hit some pace this afternoon just to keep the speed up. Tomorrow we're actually traveling to the meet after practice, so I'll probably do a little bit more pace tomorrow, and then obviously Thursday I'll just do easy, maybe like a meet warm-up type, and then obviously Friday, Saturday I'm racing.
So the CIF Championships is Friday, Saturday. Where is it?
It's in Clovis.
Okay.
Clovis High School. They just did a renovation actually, so
Gotcha. Is that where the pro swim was?
I believe so. I think so. They have like it's the big pool, and then they have the dive tower. I haven't been to the Clovis person, but I assume there's only one nice pool in Clovis.
I haven't either. Yeah, that's my assumption also. Well, cool. So in terms of your coaching, I am kind of curious because we're actually talking to Kevin, your Loyola's coach tomorrow. But you said you were talking to Andrew. I feel like every state's high school situation is different, and every state's like club and high school relationships are different. What is the balance for you, club versus high school when high school season is happening?
Yeah, I'm lucky that both my high school coach and my club coach get along really well. They're obviously constantly communicating and trying to figure out our practice schedule, so they know what we're on track for that week, what practices they think would help us best. So that's super lucky. I usually go to high school practice twice a week during high school season. And that's in California. You don't have to go to any high school practices. So you can just go to the meets and stuff. But Loyola, I'm lucky enough to, we're a pretty good team. And I was lucky enough to be a team captain this year. So, it's important to try and build the relationships with the guys I don't swim club with and build that team chemistry. So I think those two practices are super important. And obviously, Kevin and the rest of the coaching staff of Loyola are also great coaches. So, you're able to get good work in at high school practices too. You're not missing out by not being able to go to your club practice.
That's always good to hear. When I swam high school, my club coach and high school coach's relationship was a little turbulent, and so that was always kind of like it was not ideal. And I know here in Texas, I think it was kind of surprising to hear that kids didn't have to go to high school practice at all to go to the meets, and so again, I think it's just different everywhere, and people figure out ways to do it and what works for them. But that's great to hear. It seems like a really good balance. So then in terms of these championships, do you have expectations for yourself, or what are you looking for out of yourself and out of your team? I mean, are you guys in the running to try to win this meet as well?
Yeah, we're actually seeded to win. It's a pretty close meet between Santa Margarita. They're the team that beat us at CIF, so it should be another close meet with them, and they're always a good race. So I'm looking for some fast times. As far as expectations, I mean, obviously, I think my biggest goal is to win the state championship as a team. We won last year, so to repeat would be really big. You know, as far as like my personal expectations, I'm looking forward to, swimming fast, obviously, but I also want to enjoy my last high school meet, last meet with my team, last meet with Kevin Gibby, all my coaches. So looking to enjoy it, but also get some fast times. I'm obviously looking at the 2 free national high school record, the 5 free one, trying to re-break that, and getting our relays as high in the national rankings for this season as possible.
And then moving forward, you mentioned trials this summer, which will be at the end of June. What are you thinking in terms of trials and what you would like to shoot for at that meet?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would like. I'm looking for some best times. I've had a lot of drop short course, so I'm looking to follow that up in the long course season. I was able to swim at Smock recently, and I had some good swims, and I was able. I went to the junior team camp at altitude. So my long course has been feeling pretty good recently, and I feel like I think I could drop some good times. For me, I'm obviously try and make those A finals, give your chance to make a world championship team. If not, there's obviously other great trips like the Pan Ams and the Ireland trip that I can also make. So just trying to make it onto any team this summer would be great for me.
Is there a junior trip this summer, and are you eligible for it?
There is a junior trip, but I am not eligible. I'm too old.
Gotcha. Okay. Which is why you're looking at Pan Ams and the Ireland trip, and obviously World Championships as well. What events are you thinking for trials?
Yeah, I entered all the ones I have. Obviously the 2 free and 4 free are my real bread and butter. Those are the ones that I'm seeded the highest, and I have the most experience. I have the most confidence in racing those events. But I've been able to drop in my secondary events. I was able to go 159 in the 2 back at Smock. I've been 421 in the 4 IM. So those are pretty good for me. But obviously how they line up, I think 2 backs the same day as 2 free. So it might be a little bit hard to do both of those if I'm trying to prioritize the 2 free.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dang, there's always doubles that just get in the way of people swimming 8 events and swim fans benefiting from it. But I guess that's how swimming goes. You also mentioned you got to train at altitude at the junior camp. Can you tell me just a little bit about that? How do you feel like you react to training at altitude?
I feel pretty good about my junior team camp. I'd been to Flagstaff before when I was in 8th grade, and I felt like I had handled that well. But obviously, I'm not really training at that high of a level at that time. So I was a little bit nervous going in just to see how my body would react. I mean, obviously, the first few days, they really kick you anytime you go over 100. Like you feel like you're breathing through a straw. But as the days progressed, it was pretty good. They were able to get after us, get some good yardage in. Obviously, it's a super competitive camp. I really enjoyed racing everyone. Me and Henry were going back and forth, which I think is going to be a good sign for us at Stanford. It was good racing, and I feel like that's going to be a good relationship to come. So I was excited about that. But everyone there was obviously a great trainer. It was nice to have Andrew there as my coach. Just with some of the sets, feel a little bit more familiar, just a little more confident while swimming. So I feel like it was pretty good, and the altitude I definitely think helps. When I was coming back down, I could definitely feel the increase in my capacity.
Yeah. Was there a standout set for you at that junior camp?
I'm trying to think. There was I think it was 4 100s on 110, just try and make it. And I think I was leading the lane and the other guys around me, like we were all going under 105. and then it was like into maybe a 50 easy and then 350s like two pace on like 45 maybe, and it was 4 rounds of that, and that was pretty tough. But that's like right in my wheelhouse. That's what me and Andrew do a lot of the aerobic into pace stuff. And then there was this one set. It was on the last day. I'm trying to remember it, but it was a longer one. I think it was like a 4K 5K main set, and it was like maybe it was like a 300 200 100 or something like that, like 3 times or 4 times, and that it was like you got like 5-10 seconds on the wall, and that one caused a lot of pain in the group. It caused a lot of people to drop, but I was able to make it through, so I was proud of that.
Nice. Have you ever had to drop in a practice?
I haven't dropped in a while. You know, I'm big on the people who on cramping. You know, I pride myself on being able to either fight through the cramp or not get in the cramp. And I always say like it should look like something trying to come out of you if you have to get out of the water for a cramp. But you know, maybe I'm too harsh.
I feel like I just didn't train with that high level of elite swimmer, because I feel like the people I trained with were pretty good about making it through. Maybe I'm misremembering, but that's interesting. But I think every swimmer has been there with a cramp, right? Having to get out of practices. So
Definitely.
it's great to hear you've mastered the cramp. So you've got CIF this Friday and Saturday. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm certainly excited to see the results of this swim meet. Anything else we've missed? Any parting thoughts before we sign off today?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, just thank you for having me on. And yeah, you know, look out for the Loyola and the team standings. Hopefully back to back.